something felt strange. The hour of the rat had already arrived. The midnight hour when the world often slumbers and legends say spirits roam. Yet, the lake's surface remained calm, undisturbed, as if nothing unusual lingered in the air. Bak Tu-chong narrowed his eyes, peering into the glassy water, his voice betraying both confusion and anticipation. "Why is it so quiet? It's already the appointed hour. Shouldn't something have happened by now? Or does this mysterious event only begin at the exact stroke of midnight?" He cast his gaze across the moonlit lake, its surface reflecting the pale glow of the sky, broken only by the silhouettes of distant trees. Every sound seemed amplified in the silence. His own breathing, the faint chirr of night insects, the gentle lapping of water against stone. Tension hung like a shroud, heavy and expectant. Suddenly, the silence shattered. Footsteps echoed from the direction of the bridge, a sharp, deliberate rhythm cutting through the night. Bak Tu-chong instinctively spun around, his senses heightened. Before he could make out the figure, a blinding beam of light shot directly into his eyes. He squinted, raising a hand to shield himself from the intensity, heart pounding in his chest. A commanding voice rang out, firm and unwavering. "Police, don't move!" The words echoed over the lake, carrying authority and suspicion. As the figure drew closer, the harsh glare of the flashlight receded, revealing a young man, perhaps 27 or 28, dressed in a crisp police uniform. He was tall, at least 1.80 meters, with striking features and a purposeful stride. But it wasn't the uniform or his imposing presence that caught Bak Tu-chong's attention. It was the gun, held steady and pointed directly at him. Bak Tu-chong's voice trembled as he raised his hands, his mind racing. "Officer, I'm innocent. Don't shoot, please. I'm not here to cause trouble." Whether this man was truly a police officer or not, Bak Tu-chong knew better than to argue with someone holding a firearm in the dead of night. He wanted no part in a misunderstanding that could turn deadly. The officer's expression remained cold, almost mocking. "This is an active crime scene. What are you doing here at midnight? Do you think I'm foolish enough to believe you're just an innocent bystander?" His words stung with accusation, suspicion coloring every syllable. Bak Tu-chong hesitated, searching for the right words. The officer's logic was difficult to deny. Who but the police or the perpetrator would linger at the scene of a horrific crime at such a late hour? Anyone else would avoid this place, especially under the shadow of recent tragedies. Before he could offer an explanation, the officer stepped forward, flashlight now lowered. With a practiced motion, he produced a pair of steel handcuffs. There was a click, a cold, definitive sound, as they snapped shut around Bak Tu-chong's wrists. The metal bit into his skin, a stark reminder of his vulnerability. Normally, police could not handcuff someone without cause. But tonight, the rules felt different. The officer treated Bak Tu-chong as a prime suspect, a potential culprit in a string of brutal murders. The handcuffs were a measure of control, a way to prevent any chance of escape. Bak Tu-chong's mind raced. Should he resist? But with the officer's gun unwavering, and the threat of being accused of assaulting a police officer looming, resistance felt futile, if not dangerous. He needed a way to explain himself, to persuade the officer to listen. Desperation crept into Bak Tu-chong's voice. "Officer, you have to believe me. I'm not a criminal. I'm a Taoist priest. I came here to capture a demon. The real killer isn't a man. It's an evil spirit hiding beneath the surface of this lake." The officer's skepticism was palpable, but Bak Tu-chong pressed on, his words tumbling out in a rush. "You've seen the patterns, haven't you? The murders, the inexplicable circumstances. There's something unnatural about all of it. I've been tracking this spirit for days. If you take me away now, you'll lose your only chance to catch the real culprit. All my efforts will be wasted, and worse, the killings may never stop." For a moment, silence hung between them, an unspoken battle of wills. Bak Tu-chong's heart pounded as the officer studied him, eyes narrowed in suspicion. Would he dismiss this as a madman's rambling? Or would he sense the urgency in Bak Tu-chong's plea? The lake, meanwhile, remained eerily still, as if waiting for the outcome of this midnight encounter. The wind rustled the leaves, and somewhere in the darkness, a distant owl called. Every detail pressed in on Bak Tu-chong. The cool night air, the rough bite of the handcuffs, the uncertainty of what would happen next. He thought back to the legends his master had told him. Stories of vengeful spirits, restless souls bound to the mortal realm by unfulfilled desires or unspeakable wrongs. This case bore all the hallmarks. Victims found with no clear cause of death, fear etched on their faces, the chilling sense that something unseen lingered at the water's edge. Bak Tu Kong had dedicated his life to confronting such evils, guided by ritual and faith. But never before had he been so close, nor so powerless. He looked up at the officer, eyes pleading. "You must understand. If we act now together, we might stop this demon. If not, another innocent life will be lost before dawn." The officer hesitated, his grip on the gun loosening ever so slightly. The weight of responsibility pressed on both men, one bound by duty, the other by destiny. In that suspended moment, the boundary between the seen and unseen thinned, the world holding its breath as fate hovered on the edge of a blade. And so, beneath the midnight sky, with the lake as silent witness, Bak Tu Kong stood at the crossroads, caught between suspicion and supernatural terror, between the laws of man and the mysteries of the spirit world. The night was far from over, and somewhere, deep beneath the still surface of the water, the real danger waited, unseen and insatiable.